sessions. So all of us were looking forward to this game, and looking forward to a opponent who would take our last effort. And it was a very tough challenge with this red card. We had to exchange a player, and we also had to make a change to the squad. So it seems that our entire plan for the match had to be remodeled. And of course, we had a counter goal after the red card, and we could only help each other by mentalities of joining forces. Eric Peitnans, so for the colleague, congratulations for you. Was this game in your career very exciting? And how is the team going to progress? I cannot really say what was more emotional, but of course this game was very emotional because of our progression. But football only is half of the worth it usually has due to emotions, and I think that's what is deciding for this game. So I think everybody who has been in favor of our win knows that. So if you have a problem with your jaw like Ann-Kathrin Berger, just to pick up on this matter, could you evaluate her performance in particular? Well, we've had this red card, and usually it is important to have personalities like this in a team. They have energy, and you always know that there's a last defender if the opponent is coming through. So she was missing, in particular when there was an attack on the goal. So we see it is incredibly of value for us to have such a goalkeeper. Mr. Wück, I can see you. Congratulations. I have a question. So we had two wing defenders, Franziska Kepp and Sophia Kleinherbe. How satisfied are you with them? And Sörke Müske, this player was also not able to play. How painful is it? So, of course, it's painful that we have missed those, but Sarah Linde has also had a big injury. And we just have to shake this pain off, look at whom we have as resources. We need to take action. The doctors, physical therapists, and our staff has to intervene, and I hope we can recover the players within 3 days. Of course, it would help us immensely if two players would not would be able to play. So sleep is very important in the next days, and then we just look at the game against Spain. The first question, both defenders on the wing. So first of all, we were convinced that the squad is exactly correct the way we have called it in. We have debated the positioning. And the most important fact, each and every player can play at a high level. We don't need to worry about quality. Sophie Scholle, Sophie as an exchange player, she has done a great championship match. You cannot evaluate it high enough how she was able to play. So she's a top player. And after this exchange, we have been very, very satisfied. So the mentality and the character you have mentioned, would you have had to revitalize it? or have you had the feeling that you had been surprised of the stability of the match and the players? I have always been convinced of our team. Of course, it's hard after the um, game against Sweden. Unfortunately, we could not perform well during the entire match, and we had to process this defeat. But we had enough time to be mentally fresh and recovered. It was okay to have one day without football, and the reaction that our team has shown is a performance we have been able to maintain for more than 120 minutes. So you have mentioned Kathi Hendricks. Would you like to talk with her briefly about the scene? Has there been exchange? Did you have to motivate her? I have not yet seen the scene. I cannot really tell what has happened. I can only tell that she was surprised. Roland Gerd. Mr. Wück, you have described many scenes. It was ups and downs, but did you know at a certain point in time that nothing can go wrong? I think you needed to have this conviction that the team is going to give their last effort and that you can win this penalty shooting. Fortunately, I always promised this to the team, that mentality beats the rest, and this is what we have proven today. You have had another question? Yes, I'm from Poland for the exchange. Why have you waited for such a long time for the exchange? Because the team was performing very well. Each player has had an immense performance, and there is absolutely no reason if the players do not ask for exchange. So after the extra time, if we need to react, then we had to. But due to technical or team buildings, we had no need for an exchange. And Sarah and Linda have also been performing.
Hi, Christian. Congratulations. I just wanted to ask about Anne-Catherine Berger and her performance tonight. What did you make of it, and how would you describe her as a person and the journey that she's been on since her cancer diagnosis and recovering from that?
Ja, sie ist eine der
Yes, she's one of the players who has extreme experiences, and according to my opinion, it is a very important character trait. I think her faith and pathway in life has made sure that she can be patient, and the patience and calmness she is able to bring into the team is something she has proven today. She gave security and she was able to talk, and that's why she was very important for the team. So about the penalty shooting, we have been watching television. We have seen penalties where we hadn't seen goals. Then here we had seen good goals. Is it due to special training or due to your preparation? Well, we always try to train. We have had 2 or 3 psychological tricks as well. And well, it worked out. I've had the third time for penalty shootings against the French team. And of course, I'm extremely happy